So I'm excited about 2023. So what I want to do is, my son was working on a poetry project last night for sixth grade, and it kind of inspired me. And so I think we're gonna do our predictions, our macro predictions for the year in haiku. So I'm gonna challenge you, Michael, to haiku. So my first one that I sat down last night: all that glitters when central banksters print and print gold and orange coin. So
that's a pretty good haiku. That's good.
One. That's one.
Okay.
And then I came up with one actually this morning in the shower that I haven't written down, but rock, paper, scissors, question mark.
Huh.
Paper beats rock, period. Investing, question mark. Rock will beat paper. So again, back to the mining theme, hard assets, buy what is hard, get real, another hashtag of mine. Another one, inflation fading, economies are slowing, liquidity reigns. So pivot is definitely here. Another one, I tweeted something out from Brian Sullivan, who does the really early show, the 5 a.m. show on CNBC. And he said, even if over the next 30 years we get to 120 million EVs on the planet from 15 million today, we should have no decrease in the demand for oil, because you got to transport all the stuff to make the EVs all around the world. So oil and gas reviled, demand destruction subsides, prices head for skies. So I think there is serious melt-up risk in the oil market. One of my favorites, since I just seated a European long-only manager, heard Europe was dead. No good companies around. Buy what is on sale. So those are a few of mine there's another one. COVID zero gone. China valuations low. Stimulus to flow. That's the liquidity reigns. And then one more. King dollar dethroned. Hegemony up for grabs. Yuan, then Bitcoin. So those are my haiku.
Mark Yusko, founder and chief investment officer of Morgan Creek Capital Management, paints a clean picture in the form of haiku to illustrate his points on how he believes that 2023 will play out. First things first, he believes that the banks will continue to keep on printing money, and the best way to get ahead in this market is to invest in hard assets like cash, real estate, and physical items, as opposed to digital assets. Now, the next thing he believes is that inflation will go away and the liquid will return to the markets, as the economies have been slowing down all across the world. Oil and gas demand is going up and will continue to go up and up and up. Lots of things are on sale right now, so make sure you guys are paying attention to the stock market and crypto to get things for a cheaper price. And now, lastly, if we were playing in a competition amongst the countries, the dollar will lose its top spot and be replaced with the Chinese yuan and Bitcoin. Now, make sure you stick around for the rest of this video to see what Mark believes will happen with future generations.
All right. So, and I didn't do it on the spot. He was sitting there struggling to write his, and I sat there and did a few of my own. Oh, the other one I want to talk about, Colleen Sullivan, who is probably listening on Saturday morning. So in the future, good friend, had this great tweet that I retweeted. By 2025, which is not very far from now, there will be 2 billion Gen A's, Gen Alphas, the largest generation ever. 385,000 Gen Alphas born each day, fully digital native. They'll never use a physical wallet. They'll never set an analog alarm clock. They will never put film in a camera. They will all use crypto. Love that. Love that. Do you know Demeester?
Demeester? Yeah.
Demeester.
Yeah.
Love him. And tried to go into business with him a long time ago, but he moved to Austin instead. But Austin's almost as good as Chapel Hill, but he should have come to Chapel Hill. And Tur, if you're listening, still come to Chapel Hill. But he tweeted out a great chart, unbelievable chart. We talk about S curves all the time. First decade, first 10%, next decade, next 80%, and then the last decade, the last 10%. And that's any trend, right? And he showed cars. And in 1900, the automobile was 14 years old, right? And only about 10% of people had an automobile. And then there was this inflection point over the next decade where 90% of people had automobiles and the horseless carriage went away. And so turns out Bitcoin is 14 years old, about the same as the automobile, and probably going to have the same type of adoption. But I just thought that was, when we talk about technological innovation, disruption, it's on the outs right now, right? I mean, poor Kathy, down every single day, right? People are just selling ARK. I joke the ARK has sprung a leak, and everyone thinks innovation's dead. Look, I'm old. I lived through 2001, 2002. This is exactly, like exactly what happened in 2001, 2002. Enron defrauded people. Tyco defrauded people. People were like, oh, this WorldCom, square inch real estate. There'll never be, this internet thing. It's gonna die, and pets.com is stupid, and you guys are all idiots. And, board was like ready to fire us at UNC for investing in this stupid stuff. And then, we had this art technology group thing where we put in for every dollar we put in, our cost of the stock was 50 cents, and we sold it for $100. We made 200 times our money. Turned $100,000 into $20 million for the university. They're like, oh, I like that. Do that.
Do more of that. Yeah.
Do more of that.
Yeah.
But then it went to zero. Literally, the stock went to zero. The company, but then here's the interesting thing. And this is another chart that I saw this morning that's amazing. If you look at all the comparisons of the bubble that we just lived through to 2000, right, they all look the same. NASDAQ went up and then it went down 84%. And, Peloton went up and went down, and Tesla went up and went down. And, everything looks like this bubble chart. But then this guy put the next part of the chart, which is, then NASDAQ went parabolic. Now it took 20 years, but it went super parabolic, went way higher than the 2000 peak.
Yeah. I use that. I talked to my dad about that for a long time when he was, talking to me about getting in crypto, and he's like, don't you notice parallels to the early .com days? And said, even if, let's take that exact analogy, right? And put yourself in the shoes of someone who's living through the .com bubble. Let's say you lose an enormous amount of the money that you've invested in your assets. If your perspective at that time living through that was, I'm still going to stick in this industry and stay through it, you did phenomenally well. And there's an irony in people saying innovation is dead. There's no more innovation. These tech stocks are getting. Necessity is the mother of invention. In my experience, just at Blockworks, our most innovative things that we've done have not happened during crazy bull market periods. They're during periods where things aren't so good, and you have to get down to brass tacks and say, how are we going to solve problems? And we don't have as much money as we'd like. We need to be innovative around things. That's what interest rates are doing. They're setting a higher hurdle rate for their investments. So
it's getting
eventually
malinvestment.
Great companies will figure out how to achieve returns in excess of the hurdle rate.
So if you are to invest in crypto, the future is bright, folks. Just stick around and keep your money in. So there you have it, guys. That's how Mark believes that 2023 will play out for crypto. If you guys enjoyed this content and finance or crypto content, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button, because this video took me an insane amount of time to put together for you guys. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.